guys, welcome! Full support priests are indispensable in any party, whether for PvE or for War of Imperium. However, your build will be different for WoE, as you should find a balance between giving good buffs and survivability. This is because if you get killed easily in WoE, chances are your team will die with you too. In this video, we'll discuss the most important stats, skills, runes, equipment, cards, pets, and enchantments for a full support WoE-ready High Priest. I'll also be giving some essential tips for you to be able to support your guild effectively in WoE. Take note that this is not a build for beginners, as this will only be utilized when supporting during the War of Imperium event. If you want to know more about the mechanics of WoE, I'll have my WoE 101 video linked down below. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First, let's start with a stat build. First, max out intelligence, as this will not only give higher heal and SP regen, but will also provide magic defense as well. Next, we need to balance our remaining points on vitality and dexterity. As everyone's stat points and handbook deposits vary, I won't be giving an exact number, but as a guide, allot slightly more points on vitality, as this will increase max HP, SP regen speed, and defense. Then allot the remaining points on dexterity to increase chance speed. Next, let's discuss the most important skills to get for WoE. For the Acolyte skills, get level 10 Kyrie Eleison, which is probably one of the most useful skills in WoE, as it gives a shield that blocks damage. It is important that you max this out to level 20 at Job Breakthrough, since at level 20, Kyrie Eleison provides a very useful and life-saving 15,000 HP shield bonus. Next, get level 10 Blessing for boosting strength, dexterity, and intelligence for you and your allies. After Job Breakthrough, max it out to level 15 to give 25 points of strength, dex, and int for 300 seconds. After that, allocate points on level 10 Increase Agility, since mobility is of prime importance in WoE. Next, get level 10 Heal for restoring HP. However, do take note that healing is not a priority skill in WoE, as Resurrection is far more useful, as the damage taken will be enough to one-hit people. I recommend to not put heal in the auto skill slot and just include it in your manual skill bar. However, if you do decide to include heal in your auto, always be ready to manually cast Resurrection, as the auto system will prioritize heal over Resu. Then get level 1 Ruach for detecting those hiding assassins and stalkers. And lastly, get level 4 Light Shield for protection against ranged physical attack. For the priest skills, you should allocate points on level 10 Increase Spiritual Recovery for improved SP regen, level 3 Resurrection, since it will have a longer cast delay and higher SP cost when you max it to level 4, level 5 Gloria for granting more luck to your allies, level 5 Magnificent to improve SP regen for the whole party, level 5 Clearance for a chance to randomly expel 2 debuffs, level 10 Imposition Manus to improve the attacks of your allies, and the remaining 2 points on level 2 Sanctuary, which you can use to heal the Imperium. For the High Priest skills, you should prioritize getting level 5 Meditasio, which increases max SP and SP regen, level 5 Magic Prayer, which reduces SP cost when using skills, level 5 Lex Divina to silence enemies for 50 seconds, level 10 Decrease Agility to slow down enemies, making them easier to be killed by your DPS, level 10 Angelus to increase the defense of your party, level 5 Assumption to increase both physical and magic defense of your allies, and lastly level 10 Safety Wall for protection against melee physical attack. Remember though that these are only suggestions for the full support build for WoE. You may of course modify based on your party needs and specific role, as some may specialize to be an Imperium healer, debuffer, or warper. Moving on to runes, here are some of the notable ones for WoE. First, we have Kyrie Eleison Speeding Up. This will increase the target's movement speed and damage block. There are 3 Kyrie Eleison Speeding Up runes, which will give us additional 60% movement speed and 4,500 damage block. Next, we have Two-Way Teleport. This will place a two-way portal that is visible to allies within range. This is especially useful for faster mobility around the Imperium castles, as these maps usually have confusing paths and portals. Next, we have Decrease Agility Spread, which will expand the area of Decrease Agility to free enemies near the target. Decrease Agility will lower the target's mobility and will render the enemies more susceptible to attacks. Next, we also have the Advanced Def and Advanced M-Def runes, which will increase our defense and magic defense respectively by 3% for each rune. Note that it's also optional to activate Word Style to extend the enemy's cast time. However, the downside of this is that it is single target and can be cancelled if the target is equipped with the Marduk card. If you have remaining contribution points, just allocate them on nearby HP, Def, and M-Def runes, which will increase your survivability during roll. As for the succeeding runes, it will be based on your playstyle and personal preference. Note that this build does not focus on healing, thus you may opt to skip the heal runes. Also, if you'd like a more detailed explanation of the runes I just mentioned, I've previously made a video on High Priest runes, which also feature other runes such as Faith Pray, Sacrifice Ode, Double Healing, and a lot more. If you want to check it out, I'll have a video link down below. Next, let's dive into the recommended equipment set and cards. In general, we want to equip items and cards that increase the following attributes: max percent HP, physical and magic defense, movement speed, and damage reduction. Also ensure that your equipment set has high refinement and enhancement level for additional physical and magic defense. First, for the staff, it is possible to retain your cautious staff used for PvE full support. However, if you'd like to invest in your survivability, get an advanced survival staff for additional plus 15% HP. In addition, what's notable about this staff is that it has a set effect which will further reduce damage taken. We'll highlight this later on once we get to garments. Place a Meta Ant-Egg guard which gives plus 5% max HP. For the offhand, it is recommended that you get a static shield for the 25% reduction in elemental damage taken. Have it slotted, then equip a Mark card to avoid the freezing effect from Storm Gusts and Frost Traps. For the armor, you may equip yourself with a Meteorite armor which gives plus 50% defense against stun and freeze effect. An alternative is a Gobine's armor which grants plus 5 bit and plus 10% max HP. Upgrading it to tier 6 is advised as it gives more HP. A suitable armor card is a Thara Frog card which reduces demi-human damage taken by 30%. An optional alternative is to inlay an Argiobi card in your armor and deposit another one in your handbook for immunity to poison. Poison property reduces elemental attacks by 25%. For the garment, you may choose between a tier 4 Staunch Manaman 2 for reduction of neutral damage taken, or an Advanced Survivor's Mon 2 for higher HP. Using the latter together with Advanced Survival Staff activates a set effect which reduces damage taken by 10% and additional 1% for each refinement level. That means getting a plus 10 Advanced Survivor's Mon 2 will give you an extra 10% damage reduction. You may then inlay a Raydric card for plus 10% damage reduction in neutral damage taken. For the footgear, a tier 5 Staunch Shoes is recommended as it gives faster movement speed and higher max HP. A better but more expensive substitute is the High Fashion Sandals, which grants higher movement speed, magic defense, magic reduction, and max HP. Upgrading it to tier 4 will unlock the set effect with Staunch Manaman 2 which gives plus 5% magic reduction. For the card, you may equip a Ferris card for additional plus 2 Vit and plus 10% max HP. For accessories, you can equip a Vit necklace if you need more tankiness, or a Luna brooch if you need more SP sustainability. For the second accessory slot, you may opt to get a Mateer's Leash, which gives the ability to use the skill Speeding Up, which increases movement speed. You may then inlay any of the following cards: a Joker card to be able to use Stone Curse, which is a good crowd control skill, or a Wormtail card for more dex and int. As for the headwear, these are the recommended equipment. For the head, get a Feather Beret which reduces damage from demi-human race by 10%. An alternative is a Fox Ears which gives plus 3 int and plus 5% max HP. Then equip a Marduk card to prevent the silence effect. For the face, you can use a Goblin Leader mask which gives plus 30% demi-human damage reduction. You can also use the Angeling Glasses from the 30-day sign-in rewards which adds plus 1 to all attributes and plus 3% to both Death and M-Def. For the math, equip a Spiked Scarf which increases demi-human damage reduction by 5%, or better yet, craft an Angry Snarl which reduces variable cast time by 10% and increases demi-human damage reduction by 5%. In addition, refining Angry Snarl increases damage reduction of demi-human race by 1% for each refinement level. For the back, get a Gold Christmas Bell which increases holy damage by 8% and provides 10% reduction in dark, ghost, undead, and poison damage taken. And for the tail, use a Nine Tails for 10% reduction in fire damage taken. In addition to these, you may also use the mid-card set, which can be bought from the guild vending machine using honor proof. The effects are as follows. We have the mid-card helm, mid-card goggles, mid-card military mask, mid-card bag, and MDef fairy. An advantage of getting the head, face, and mouth set is that it increases damage reduction to demi-human race by 20%. On the other hand, getting the back and tail items increase both damage reduction and magic reduction by 5%. For enchantment, you should focus on getting the following stats: Vitality, Intelligence, max percent HP, healing increase, and damage reduction. As for the fourth enchantment, try getting those with Tenacity for physical damage reduction, Divine Blessing for magic damage reduction, Magic for reduction in variable cast time, and Blasphemy for skill damage reduction. For pets, the Green Petite is currently the best option as it reduces SP cost of skills by 5% and increases heal by 5% at max skill level. Next, here are a few tips to help us prepare before the battle. First up, for your auto skill slots, I recommend to place the following skills: Hero Elation, which is very useful for blocking damage, and Resurrection to quickly revive your fallen comrades. You do not need to place a lot of skills in your auto as these will only interfere with the speed of your resurrection. Reviving allies is the first priority over heal or buffs. Next, for the manual skill slot, focus on buffing and debuffing instead of healing. Place safety walls and light shields which protect your guildmates from melee and ranged physical DPS respectively. Next, consider purchasing a fire immunity alloy which will allow you to be immune to all fire damage for 1 minute. In addition, you will also be immune to another random element for 5 minutes. This is very useful since most wizards will primarily use Meteor Storm during WoE. However, since it is expensive, save it up for crucial moments. For cooked food, I recommend the Prontera Royal Salad, which will grant us HP, magic defense, cast delay reduction, and immunity to death blow, which can be triggered twice per food stack. In addition to Prontera Royal Steak is also a good option since it will provide immunity to up to 4 abnormal status attacks per stack. Lastly, take note that Adventure Skill First Aid increases healing received and given. Alright, so far we discussed the most important stats, skills, runes, equipment, cards, pets, enchantments, and tips for a full support High Priest. I hope that this video was helpful in giving you an idea on how to build a WoE-ready High Priest. Remember that our friendly priests play one of the most crucial roles in the game. Insane firepower is useless if your damager is dead. Sustained survivability along with strategy and teamwork are definitely the keys to victory. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.